And welcome back to another episode of Trisha's Hideous Queers. Trisha unfortunately can't be with us tonight. She's had to shave her dog, but we are her Hideous Queers. Oh my god, my name's Rosanna. Call me they or she, either's fine. And this is Posey.
Hello. Yes, unfortunately, Trisha's dog has scabies. I'm she, her, and really, it's bad dog ownership on Trisha's part.
Wow. After that hot, spicy take, and correct take, if we're all honest, this is Drac.
Hi, I'm Drac. I use he, him pronouns. And again, Patricia just keeps letting her personal life get in the way of some very serious business.
And it's hard to, you can't throw blame in those situations, but it's a pattern with Trisha, isn't it?
Yeah.
And last but by no means least, 3 raccoons in a trench coat is Robbie Taylor Hunt.
Hello, I'm Robbie Taylor Hunt. I am Robbie Taylor Hunt. I use he, him pronouns. Please, I wish this wasn't a pattern with Trisha, but it is. Like, you should have seen the hamster. That shaved was just a true sight to see.
Well,
running around that wheel.
She used Veet on her other hamster, and it was a sweaty mess.
Not
anyway,
even this Veet sensitive, just normal Veet.
Just straight
God,
Veet.
Up your budget.
Straight
budget,
Veet. And it had expired. So it was fizzy cream.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
A dark day.
Speaking of fizzy cream, this is episode 2. So I'm going to throw to Robbie to give us a little recap of what went down the last time we guys played together. And we can continue with our story. We love it.
Well, team, can't even remember. It was so overwhelming. We began our adventure in Corestellation Red, this protective bubble within which there's a little cluster of settlements. We met our 3 wonderful PCs. Why don't you just give us a little shout out about your PCs, everyone? Tell us about yours, Rosanna.
Deadly Bramble Spitball is a Rishin and gambling aficionado. Posey?
Bug is a quick score scared bug aficionado.
Nice. Drac?
Zari is a currently retired adventurer who is right now working in a gift store. He's an Eodior, brought up in the gold culture.
Huge.
And he's a aficionado.
Oh, he's a gift maker aficionado. Yes.
The 3 aficionados. There we go.
Oh.
You were all called to Hade, the central town, by Commander Vader. She was worried about her son Geely, who hadn't come to meet her that morning and was worried that he's gone missing. He was nowhere to be seen. With a nat 20 roll from the gods on an insight, you sussed that it seemed to go a bit deeper than just like, I don't know where my son is, and that there was a deep concern for something potentially very wrong with him not turning up, and that she was aware of darker forces at play than you might even be aware of. You went around the market and checked about. You did some very good perception checks from upper high and found various mutterings and rumors of a boy who was causing some mischief and trying to get particularly naughty deals with people and pissing people off a bit. You heard about the abandoned lumber mill as a potential spot he might be, so you went out there at the edge of town and talked to some very annoying children from the bad knuckle warriors, who admitted that they'd sort of been making fun of him and throwing stuff at him and had spooked his Lumac, which then ran startled out of town and towards the Tundro itself. The Tundro is the outside world where people never go outside of the protective bubble of this constellation. You trekked out, following some tracks, and came across a sort of old ruin which seemed to have kind of iconography and architecture unfamiliar to you all. You found signs of some sort of struggle and managed to keep following those tracks even further out. Just at the edge of the protective bubble before leaving it, you found the Lumac, which, when it turned around, appeared to have a sort of stretched out, slightly like melted down neck, its eyes whited over, and its mouth drooling a lime green ooze onto the sand. And that's where we are now. We leap straight into initiative order for our first combat of the season.
Lamek's famously pacifists. Famously touched the fly. Not through want of trying.
A fly buzzes in front of the Lumac's mouth and like, bites it, destroys it in its mouth as you shout that out.
Stare into the middle distance.
We kick off with Sari. Sari, here is this Lumac looking at you, looking pretty pissed off.
Ooh, how far away is it from us right now?
It is about 30 feet away.
Perfect. I'm going to immediately use my action to manifest echo, and that's a bonus action. So I'm going to manifest my echo. So as he's drawing his bow to take aim at this Lamech, right beside the Lamech, a mist kind of comes off the shoulders of Sari and manifests right beside the Manic, and the purple mist shapes into basically an exact duplicate of Zari, and that duplicate is going to make the attack and swing its short sword at this Lamech.
We love to see it. Give me this attack.
Oh, that was
Not good?
no. I rolled a nat 1.
Yeah! Oh no!
Yay!
First roll of the game.
We love to see it.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, Sari's so cool manifesting this echo. You're amazed at this echoey spirit that appears next to the Lamech, which then just swings way high, way
You're-
above.
Your shadow just gave that Lamech a knife. What happened? You've given him a piece.
Carefully.
He just materialised and he handed him the knife and then he went away again.
Are you on our side or the Lamech side?
I'm on your side. I'm a bit rusty. Okay, I'll do better next time, I promise.
I believe in you.
Great. That goes to initiative count 20. You look at this Lamech as you swing wildly over the top. You see this is a merchant's Lamech. It has a sort of thing on its back which stores produce, like a little crate. That box starts to fizz and splutter. You see it's reacting to something. Little sparks of light seem to come out of it, and a noise builds up of a sort of twirling, whizzing noise starts to build. And we're going to go to the gods to figure out what exactly happens here, everyone.
Oh,
Bring
no.
the gods!
Drac, I need you to give me a roll between, not a roll, just tell me a number between 1 and 15.
I rolled anyway, and they went on a 9, so 9.
Okay, 9.
Come on, god number 9. Come on.
You want low.
Oh, come on! God number 9 is famously
I think it's a net
not
1.
so
I think
generous.
it's a net 1.
Yeah, I reckons. Or like maybe a nice 4.
Here is the god roll. That's a 16. So that's pretty good from
No.
them. Not good for you. That roll comes to us from Wisteria Human. Wisteria_human. Thank you so much for that. With a 16, I need everyone to roll me a dex save.
Unbelievable! I'm marking down god number 9 as being an ingenerous
Wisteria
bastard.
human.
14.
14.
That was a 7.
7.
Fuck no!
My echo rolled pretty well, a 15. I rolled an 11.
Spry old man.
Okay. With that, you see out of the back of this cart, these fireworks basically start to spring out. They swirl around, smashing into the sand around you.
This is amazing.
The Echo and Bramble both just about managed to dart out of the way.
Boing.
But Bug and Sari, you both have these things whack against you and spark, sort of fire, and take 4 points of damage from these flying fireworks.
It's a
coming
classic
out the back.
Jay. The old fireworks on the back of the Lamech and send it into your teacher's office. We love to see it.
I'm a bit ashamed that I didn't see that one coming. I used to do that a lot with my teacher as well.
Yeah.
We
Fireworks
don't do that
and
with teachers in Ask. That's a deeply disrespectful thing to do to a teacher.
It's like an initiation kind of thing.
Again.
I used to do, you know.
Gentle hazing. We've been over this. There's a line to be towed.
The Lumac is going to have its eyes fixed up to you all where you had arrived, even though this strange thing has appeared next to it, which it doesn't quite understand, but hasn't hurt it yet. So it's going to charge away, so it's going to take an opportunity attack from your Echo Knight, presumably,
Yeah.
if you like to use that reaction.
Let's hope I don't roll a nat one again. Nope. Dirty 20.
Great, absolutely hits. Roll damage.
It's going to use short sword. It swings with its like echoey, misty short sword to do 5 piercing damage.
Ooh, we love to see it. It charges through the sand towards you all. It's gonna roll. It's gonna go for Bug. Bug, you see it sets its eyes on you nearer the ground. It's this like thing. For the others, it's like more kind of like chest height. This is very much eye height or slightly above. With a bonus action, it's going to try to get you to the ground with a shove you down, knock you down.
Don't worry, Bug. Lamaks are pacifists.
I've yet to see evidence of that.
You're going to give me a strength or dex save. Strength or dex check to try and not be shoved over.
I'm rolling so badly. That's a 12.
A 12 actually just beats it. Only got an 11. So this thing like boshes against you, but you manage to just about hold your ground. But then it is going to go for a bite. Yeah, that hits. So that hits. You take 3 piercing damage and 9 points of damage. That as this bite gets into your arm, you feel the initial like pain, but then something deeper courses into your skin and you feel this like horrible twisted energy go through you, a bit like poison but with a definite distinctive blend to it, which is unlike anything you've felt before.
I've got to say, I'm not enjoying this so far.
How did it bite you? It doesn't have any teeth. They're all flat. They're herbivorous creatures. It got through you with his molars. Fuck, that must have hurt.
It felt deeply toxic.
Yeah, it sounds it. All right, fine. I'm gonna lash out at this thing psychically. So I'm using a spell called Tasha's Mind Whip. Big up, Tasha. Thank you so much for the Mind Whip. And I'm gonna need. I think what happens is I just whisper into my little like weighted coin in my hand and be like, I don't fucking believe you can do any of this, and try and cause a self-doubt wave to strike the Lamak. And it needs to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Shockingly, it's not very intelligent. Ooh, a dirty 2 from the Lamak.
A dirty 2! Better than a nat 2, my babe. It's going to, so it takes 3d8 of psychic damage as self-doubt courses through it. Like, you were bullied at school, weren't you, mate?
Slow nod from the Lamak as it contemplates.
I'd like to clock eyes with the Lamak. Like, I can see it in you. Did you eat your lunch in the toilets alone, did you, mate? So brutal. Alright, 17 points of psychic damage.
Holy shit.
It can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. And on its next turn, it can either move, have an action, or a bonus action, but only one of the 3.
Incredibly cool.
So I can't do
Love
anything
that.
else.
You see, the Lamak has never doubted itself more. Its eyes well up with a certain level of self-loathing that you would only see in a particularly bleak case. That is Bug.
Well, now that I've just heard that it can't take a reaction, I'm going to scramble to my little feet and then take what's left of my movement away, which is only 12.5 feet, and I'm going to run towards the Echo because he feels safe. But before I do that, I'm going to channel my divine energy into my Twilight Sanctuary, and I think this just manifests. I just go, I am really much more comfortable in the dark. And then I open my eyes and it's all dark around me. It's nice and dim in a 30-foot radius. And all of you that I choose, you're going to get 1d6 plus 3 temporary hit points at the end of your turn if you start it within my little Twilight Sanctuary. And I can choose to end Charm or Frighten on you. So I do that. Then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Bless on all 3 of us. And then I'm going to run towards the Echo.
Can you cast Bless as a bonus action?
Oh, sorry. My bonus action is not Bless. It's Spiritual Weapon. That's what I meant. Spiritual Weapon. I'm going to leave the weapon, which is just a big old pickaxe, next to the Lamak. And I'm running towards the Echo. And then the Spiritual Weapon is going to make its attack.
I like to think you don't tell us that you're conjuring this spell. Be like, no, there's a floating fucking pickaxe.
The pickaxe rolled a net 1.
The Lamak's done it.
So,
Who rolled that one? Wow, all your spiritual things aren't very good.
no, it's not going very well for anybody.
The pickaxe, goes into the Lammock's mouth as well. Just like,
Stop
gives it a big
arming Lammock! First, it's got 2 huge weapons. We're fucked.
Its mouth is just so full of sharp objects.
pickaxe and knives and pus. Yeah.
And I'm
Great.
going to take my 1d6 plus 3 temp hit points because I get that too.
We love
And it's
to
going to
see
give
that.
me 9 temp hit points. So I've got 9 temp.
Guys, so good.
Beautiful.
Okay,
Your manti is also a few feet away. Your manti acts on your turn, but it would only do something if you could like try to ask it to. Obviously, largely you might just be like, "Stay safe, manti." But
I'm just going to say, you've never listened to me before, and I don't expect you to listen to me again, but it'd be really good if you didn't die, because I like you and I don't like a lot of the things that are here.
Oh, so the little manti and just like burrows its head into the ground. Doesn't seem fussed at all about this Lammock. Great. That goes back up to the top of initiative. So sorry.
So I need to ask real quick: is Bug right now close enough for Echo to be in your aura as well?
Yeah, I ran 12 and a half feet towards your Echo.
Okay. And they get what? How many temp hit points? 'Cause this is
1d6 plus 3 at the end of their turn.
at the end of their turn. Okay. So the short sword that the Echo was holding at this point kind of like almost melts away and then reshapes into a bow. And it's gonna take aim and fire at the Lammock.
I
Very
spin my
good.
coin and I'm like, don't give it to the Lammock. Don't give it to the Lammock.
I rolled decently, a 16.
16
that-
hits.
Okay, cool.
The arrow goes into the Lammock's mouth.
No!
For 11 points of damage. That was full damage.
Oh, beautiful. This arrow hits into the Lammock. It reels back a little bit. That's
And
any
then-
movement or anything else, sorry?
Then he's just gonna back up a little bit more and have his arrow ready. Yeah, it's gonna be the end of my turn. And I'm gonna roll my temp hit points for the Echo because this is very useful because the Echo automatically has 1 hit point and that's it. So now if he keeps getting temp hit points, that's gonna make him a lot
Reducing
stronger.
that
So he gets
Echo.
an extra 8.
He just got 800% more powerful. To overdrive!
Sorry, did you take your temp HP as well?
Oh, was I didn't. Did I end my turn in your aura? You said 12 and a
Yeah,
half,
it's
right?
30 feet, so I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
I'm guessing we're all within 30 feet.
Yeah, unfortunately, the
Okay,
Lammock also ended his turn within 30 feet. So
It's
we
fine,
have
I
armed
to
the
choose.
Lammock once
It's
again.
only folks that I choose. And at the Lammock, I'm most definitely not choosing to give it more health.
Weapons,
how-
health. Nothing so much.
I've yet to make an offering to the Lammock. Maybe that's how we solve this.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Give it your sandboard so it can just scoot away on your sandboard.
Do you want
into your
this? No? I can do a dance.
With that, back on initiative 20, the things on its back, Spark and Flare and Fizz and Rosanna, I'd like you to give me a number between 1 and 15.
Number 9 is an asshole. We know that to be true. Number 2! Fuck it!
Love a rhyme. Number 2.
Number 2.
Here is our dice roll from the evil gods. That's a 14.
Oh!
So it's still good.
Give me the name of that
is
god. Give me
from-
the name of it now.
The god is the illustrious Flamebringer, which is a very good name for a slightly vengeful god.
I
need
don't like that god either.
everyone to give me a deck save, please.
I'm gonna someone has to cover up my ribcage tattoo that I've got with the illustrious thing. Nat 1!
I rolled
I'm
a
not
net
doing
2,
great.
and I have a -1, so it's a dirty 1.
So my Echo did great again. Rolled an 18. I rolled a 5.
As a team. Everyone's just like going to hug this Lammock so he can get absolutely sparked by the...
I think my Echo's wondering like, am I the Echo or is he the Echo?
An echoey face palm as all three of you are hit by fire. You all take some fire damage. Only 3 points of fire damage. There's just fire. and wax and sparks into you and singes your body. That is then the Lammock. Sarah, you've just backed up. It's going to go for you, Bramble.
Oh.
It can't do its charge, so it's just going to do that. But that hits just again.
Was the fireworks a layer action?
A lair action of sorts. The Lammock's lair is what's on its back.
That's what they say about Lammocks.
Yeah. That's what they say.
You take 3 points of piercing, maybe / bludgeoning damage if the teeth are particularly blunt. And then you take 7 points of this other type of damage, unrecognizable damage.
God.
As it bites you in the leg, you feel it through your leg. This searing pain shoots through and seems to get into your chest as you feel this.
I take in the middle of going, I take a little swipe of it on a finger. I'm like, yeah, that's the same shit I put in my mouth earlier. It's now inside my leg.
Right. Beautiful. And that is our dear Bramble.
Oh shit! All right. How does it look? Does it look hurt? This thing.
It looks very hurt.
Looks very hurt. I kind of look around to everyone and be like, maybe we should figure out what happened to this thing rather than just killing it dead. I grab it by its face and avoid the knife that it's got between its teeth. So I'll go to sleep, little bastard, and dingle my coin on a string in front of its face and cast sleep on the magic. So I'm going to roll up 5d8. Oh, not very good. 29 hit points. If it has 29 hit points or fewer, then it's going to drop.
As you swing this coin in front of it, it is these white-eyed owls staring at you, frothing. It's just bitten you in the leg. It rears back as if it's going to go for you again, and then gets a little bit distracted by the coin, still frothing a lot, drops the magical knife, magical pickaxe, magical arrow, and slowly hits the ground.
Oh.
Ouch. Bug, mate, are you okay? You got bitten by that thing as well.
I'm quite hurt. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself because I'm very close to dying. If anyone else would like Cure Wounds or my juicy darkness aura, you're very welcome to it.
I'll have a bit of juicy darkness here.
Yeah, it's a
right.
1d6 plus 3.
That's delicious. It's like a pomegranate.
And sorry, if you want to just re-roll again and see if you get a higher temp HP, you're welcome to play the game of temp HP.
Roll the dice, darling.
I got exactly the same amount I did last time.
Wonderful. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself if we have a little minute.
Yeah, I think we do have a minute. Holy shit. I want to have a look around. Firstly, I want to I know what I'm doing when it comes to fireworks. I'm going to go lick my fingers and put out some fuses on the box. And try and figure out where this came from, who, what could have put it here, if it has, branding on it, or, Mr. McGinty in the market sells these kinds of fireworks. These were from him, that sort of thing.
Cool, yeah, give me a history check. About Mr. McGinty check.
Is it Mr. McGinty? 11. No, shit. Add your numbers to it. 10.
Oh god.
Add your numbers. With a 10, I'm gonna say you don't get a Mr. McGinty. You don't find a Mr. McGinty seal.
This stinks of McGinty.
Wait, didn't we know that the person we were looking for was trying to sell these fireworks?
Yeah,
right?
weird things that
Sounds
explode.
like the boy.
Could I have a look at the animal and see if I can get any sort of understanding of the rot that I see within him?
Great. Yeah, anyone who's giving a check on this Lammock, you can give me nature or arcana.
Medicine.
Or medicine.
14 on medicine.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of that dice that keeps rolling crap.
Oh, no.
18.
Cool. Sorry, are you doing any rolls?
No, I think right now he just patting himself off, trying to, maybe there's some scorch marks, trying to rub those off his leather arm, oh, okay.
As you look down on this medicine check, Bug, you see this creature which has just been twisted into a different version of what it's meant to be. You've only seen a Lammock or two in the market this morning, but this just physically even, it looks different. Like I said, its neck like has been stretched like it's made out of a gum to be like longer than it's meant to be. Its jaw had like clicked and descended further than should be possible. Its eyes are whited out. And the way that it charged towards you, you'd know who's have seen them more. Yeah, exactly. They never move like that. It moved with sort of like a power and force that shouldn't be possible. This pus coming out of its mouth feels like akin to a poison, but distinctly not just like a poison. A poison wouldn't, stretch your body and make you sort of more powerful in some sort of horrible way. And it was obviously had sort of transformed the Lammock into something slightly different, a different version of what it is.
I actually do have a question or thing. Like, it might result in a roll, but has Sari seen anything like this, or has seen someone or something be affected in this way before?
Give me a history check.
Could I ask as well, as a follow-up to what we just heard, looking at this poisonous venom stuff, does this feel natural or does this feel like engineered by something or someone?
Good question. I think, new roll of nature or arcana.
I'll do nature.
Can I
rolled a
help Bug
16.
with that one?
You can help Bug, and you got a 16. Sorry?
Yeah. With
a 16... I'm going to say you look at this and you see what like Bug's doing and what you hear from Bug. And you definitely haven't seen something like this before. This is unfamiliar look to you. But just in the back of your mind, you can't quite put your finger on it. You remember people talking about like maybe some of your old peers from adventuring days who would talk about creatures getting some sort of like twisted malice inside them. And they talked about it in much more kind of maybe romantic language, so you don't know the like literal practicalities of it, but this that sort of sparks in your brain.
Okay.
Bug.
Thank you very much for the advantage, because the other one was a 2.
You're welcome.
But that is an 18 on the dice. That's a 17.
You understand magic. This doesn't feel like it is like a spell that has been cast on this Lumac, right? This hasn't been this isn't like necromancy has done something which is ruining it. This is something else. Yeah, this comes from some external force, but not through someone casting a spell on it.
And does it feel like, oh, well, this is what happens when Lammocs drink contaminated water that's come out of the mountain stinky? Or does this feel like
this might be stinky mountain water?
Is this stinky mountain water, or is this tricky people doing tricky things?
I'm going to say it's hard for you to deduce exactly, but It doesn't feel... It feels almost a mix between those two things. It doesn't fit, like I say, it's not like a spell has been cast. You don't get the whiff of like, the second level spell has been cast on this thing. It's definitely not that, but it's also leagues away from Stinky Mountain.
Mr. McGinty has been bottling Stinky Mountain water.
Yeah, and this ain't
That's not good. It's not good, because the Stinky Mountain water, it gives you diarrhea.
It does give you a jippy tum. And you also... You can't bottle that which is a natural resource. Everyone has a right to Stinky Mountain water.
Not in Nask. In Nask, Stinky Mountain water is a very valuable commodity that is traded for great amounts of money.
Gold, silver, Stinky Mountain water. That's the three things.
People.
As you may do these checks and have these discussions, you see the Lammock begins to stir and slightly shift about and crane its long neck.
Whoa! Someone get your knives out of the Lammock's mouth. We got to kill this thing.
I can't sleep on it again.
Like
stay
sleep
down.
whack-a-mole with a Lammock. Great. I mean, its hit points are low enough that you definitely will get it back to sleep. So it like gets up, like bares its teeth at you, and then immediately falls off the other side.
Bug, how many first level spell slots you got? Because we could just keep doing that for a bit.
I've
we could just attack it.
Oh,
I could just take it out.
Oh, all right, sorry. Yeah, you can kill it.
Showing off killing a sleeping Lammock. Oh.
No, I'm not saying it like that. I'm like, take its life. It's nasty.
I
thought that they're pacifists.
Yeah,
Do we really want to kill a pacifist?
That's true.
That's the thing. I think right now this is a pacifist's worst nightmare, and putting out of his misery is probably best.
The worst thing to become, if you are a pacifist, is an out-and-out killing machine. And so
It's very true.
it would be
That
right
is what
to
they
put it
say.
out. Yeah, that's my other tattoo.
It's a really long one.
Yeah,
So long.
all the way down my spine.
Bramble just shows the tattoo
Yeah.
and just
see
reads it word
this?
for word.
The worst thing to become if you are a pacifist.
Ooh, I think they spelled pacifist wrong. I think they spelled pacifier.
Oh, you're joking. You're joking. It's wrong.
No, I think it's just a slightly odd R. I think it's unclear
maybe.
if it's an R
Is
or
it?
a T.
It's because it's my back rolls. If I do that,
Oh yeah, it's just the sag. It's the sag is a bit. It's getting in the
I
way.
look into the middle distance. What fucking back sag?
Sorry, you're with this Lamak. It's gonna wake
Yeah,
up again.
I'm
soon.
gonna
All right,
I'm gonna attack it again. It probably won't kill it at first. Oh, nat 20. Okay.
Save the nat 20s for when they really count against us. A sleep creature on the brink of death.
So that's 14 piercing damage as I slam down on it with my short sword.
Slam down on it. This sleeper is a very peaceful moment. There's a sense of, oh, this poor pacifist. And then Sari slams the sword down into the Slamic's neck. You
the
see it
juice on.
pulses a few final times and then settles. The moment that it dies, you see it still for a moment, and then almost a fizzing sound comes off it. Its body slightly boils and bubbles. You see kind of...
Okay, we probably should run.
You all back up. As you back up and say you run, it explodes in just like a 5-foot little explosion as bits of Lamak, as well as this lime green sort of pus, splatters across the ground. But you've all just made it away in time. And you're left with the remains.
Is that what creatures usually do when they die?
Zara, is that normal?
No, it really isn't. I think whatever infected it also made it explosive to some degree.
We got bit by that thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
are you
no.
two okay?
Can
Well,
I-
now I'm worrying that I'm not.
I can try checking your wounds.
Please, yeah. No, I don't have much expertise in medicine, so yeah, I'll help you give a.
Uh,
bugs in the over.
I can do medicine. It's the one thing that I'm vaguely good at.
Go for it. If you're
I'm
if you're
gonna-
checking each other's wounds, we can do
Yeah.
some group
I'll
medicine
inspect
checks
your
to see how
wounds.
you're all at.
19. I think I'm
Also
literally
19.
licking my own fur with my
18.
serpent's tongue.
Oh.
Oh, with all the three aficionados looking to each other, caring and worrying
Got
about
me,
each
yeah.
other,
Got
yeah, you're all going a little massage train of medicine checks in a little circle.
Just checking for soft bits.
Yeah, with those good rolls, look, you can't be 100% sure because this is so unfamiliar to you, but you don't look and find your veins are pulsing with anything green and worrying. You look at the wounds; they look normal. They look like a bite wound rather than like a poisoned bite wound. It doesn't there doesn't appear to be any immediate, obvious danger. You can't say exactly what might be going on in the depths of yourself with these medicine checks, but nothing seems out of the ordinary.
I kind of feel like I might develop some kind of superpower and become like Lamak Gal, but it's difficult to know because you can't really test that because Lamaks don't have any
I need
particularly
to
special ability.
Lamaks are very pacifist,
Yeah.
normally. So would you just be like a super pacifist?
Do you feel more gentle than normal?
I regard a butterfly in my hand and the gentle blow of the breeze. Like, maybe, yeah. More appreciative of my life.
I think that's just a byproduct of maybe like a life or death situation, not super Lamak abilities.
You're so
Super
right.
Lamak.
You're so right.
I'd like everyone to give me a perception check.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Nat 20! Oh, yeah,
Oh,
good
God.
Oh, it fell on the floor.
You see 3 more
19.
Lamak.
Eight. What do I see with an 8?
But with an 8, you look over and see your mantis sniffing in a bush. It squats and has a little wee. You
Do I see that with
what
a
do you
nat
get?
20?
Sorry,
19.
19. You probably so you probably see the mantis squat as well. No, you probably see some of this too. But Bramble, you quickly cast your eye around and see a very thin dribble of red blood, which goes from 20 feet in front of you and goes off away from you towards the dome, the edge of the dome.
Take a really deep breath and just regard everyone else and be like, that Manti could piss for the Corestellation. That is incredible. That is like a yellow cable.
It's still going.
Going.
They only pee once every 72 days. So this is a momentous occasion.
Jesus, I can smell it and taste it. Sort of. It's
I kind of want to. We should
go.
You
There's a
you saw the blood trail, right? Yeah.
There's a trail of blood leading out, but I don't know about you, Sue, but not entirely sure that leaving the dome is something I've ever been advised to do. Not wanted to, because that would be a lie, but it's not very safe. So
yeah, which I guess is all the more reason why we should hurry up. The kid might be heading over there, and they're probably even less equipped to survive there than we are.
So I have a question. I've never been out in my cave before today, and compared to here, how bad is it outside here? Is it worse, would you say? Or would it maybe be better than here?
I've never been. Could be better. Probably a lot better.
Okay, in that case, I'm really happy to go.
I've got a quick question. So years ago, back in Sari's heyday, his party was asked to go with the commander, right? To guard the traveling merchants. Was that outside of the dome, or was that still within the dome?
So you, I think what we talked about, but correct me if I'm wrong and add whatever flavor you want, is that separate to the merchant trading mission, that would have been on your trajectory as an adventurer.
Okay, yeah.
But you know that you were part of this little party who was doing kind of more missions around the Corestellation, sorting things out. Whenever there was issues, they'd be involved with that. And then the old commander, which is Vader's dad, had a mission that he wanted you to go do for your first mission as a group out in the Tundro to this is a big deal. We're proving ourselves we can deal with the Tundro, which would be a big step for your adventuring party. You then found... you were wounded or had something which was happening with you, so you stayed behind for that one mission.
Yeah.
And it was, that's what you... So you never went.
While they're having those deep thoughts about their pasts, I'm using mold earth to bury the Lamech.
Oh,
Very
so
kind.
sweet. You put chunks of earth on sort of the bits of splattered Lamech that remain.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a bit like spreading sand over vomit.
Oh god.
Like we do. Yeah. Right, team.
But yeah, so
We should follow that trail.
yes, and if it does end up leading outside of the tundra, I don't know if we should go on our own.
Okay. Should we assess when we get to the barrier?
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be a group of people waiting to help us.
Maybe you can just head back and talk to Vader. Maybe she can hopefully find some others who can go with us. I mean, the more the merrier, especially when leaving the dome.
Yeah, and the marketing pilgrimage is quite soon, so we might be able to get help there. Right.
And to clarify, outside of the dome is safer than inside, correct?
It might be. That's the whole
No.
thing.
Okay,
is
that's
no
good
one-
No,
enough.
it's just as bad.
You know what? Why don't you just go ahead, and I'm just gonna walk in your footsteps and close my eyes.
Okay.
All right. Let's go.
Great. You head off towards the edge of the dome barrier edge. It's not very long. It doesn't take you long to get there. It's very close now. You get towards it and find this gentle hum coming from it. It's a sort of cyan, transparent layer of light, basically, which has a little diffuse glow to it. If you're doing a little...
I'm going to touch it.
touch
I was poking and touching it.
You poke it, and there's no resistance. You can just poke, and your finger can go through.
Well, there are always going to be dodgy Lamechs getting in. This doesn't stop anything.
You look to the side. You see that kind of a couple of 20 feet away to your side is a little sign. You look further beyond that into the horizon, you can see another little sign. And then further in the other direction, you see another little sign. As if there's like little signs around the edge of the dome all the way, kind of dotted quite far apart from each other.
What does that say?
You see, what does it say?
You wander over to it. You see that on it are the words, "Beware, the fluxed roam beyond this point."
Well, if I
Sorry.
wasn't nervous before, Zari's considerably more nervous looking now.
Jesus.
Kind of see like when he reads that, you kind of see his for a second his face kind of falls, and then he quickly tries to hide it. So where is the blood leading to now? Is it going past the dome, or?
You can see you've still been following the trail of blood, and it goes out beyond the dome and into the tundra beyond.
I would like to, if possible, spend this moment. If I see Zari's face just flash that moment of worry, maybe I'm going to use the message cantrip and just point a finger, try and hide it from Bug, and speak into Zari's mind and say, "Sorry, don't freak out. It's me. It's Bramble. Just don't want the kid to hear this. You seem really worried by reading that sign. If it's something dangerous, do we take the kid with us?"
I don't know.
Okay.
Just everything outside of this dome is dangerous.
Okay. I don't reply. I think I actually, after that point, start striding ahead. Like, I'm going to find it then.
Head in which direction, sorry?
I'm following the blood.
Cool. You stride forward and leave the dome. You just pass through it like going through nothing. It feels completely fine. The second that you get out the other side, you could sort of see it a bit diffused through. A lot of it looks pretty normal to what you've seen before. It's the same kind of like crags and crevices and sand and little dunes and undulations, bits of dry grasses and reeds. The most overwhelming thing is this expanse of sky and horizon that you are completely unfamiliar with. You're normally under this dome, and it's just huge. It's vast. It goes on forever. You can see there's kind of this cliff face running down to the side. There's these like more kind of mountain-like things that look at like way off in the horizon. You can see, different rock features so far away from you, and just the expanse of it all is huge. You also feel there's this like nervous trepidation inside you, which just goes on top of like a low-lying, bubbling other sensation just beginning to boil up in your gut, which is this sort of deep, slightly dark feeling that begins to boil below you.
Dark in what way?
Feels almost like emotional, as this like new level, which you can't quite put your finger on what it is yet. It's just the absolute spark of it just sits in the base of your stomach.
I just plant my feet in the ground and swallow it for a bit. Just dealing with something new. It's fine. It's what life's all about. Running head first into these kinds of things. I just look over my shoulder and see whether I've got Bug and Zari following me.
Just before we hear what you do, you two, Bug, can you give me a perception and insight? No, sorry, a history and insight check.
What the? Okay, so the insight is a 12, and the history is a 4.
Okay. You look at this sign which says, the sign saying, "Beware, the fluxed roam beyond this point." You don't recognize the word fluxed. You don't know what that is. Both of the other two haven't been like, "What's that?" But you are looking at it and you're trying to rack your brain for what that is, but can't think. With that 12 insight, I'll say that you just catch onto a glimmer of something, going on with Sari, that Sari, has clocked this in more of a way than anyone else, but you can't really read what it is with a 12.
I think I'll just reach out one of my little feelery hands to Sari's calf, which is I think all I can reach, and I just give him a little pat on the calf, and I say, there.
Thank you. I'm fine, but I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I suppose we should probably go after Bramble.
Yeah.
I think one of the weird things is that even Zari's echo seems a bit like it's looking out to Bramble right now, and even the echo looks hesitant to like take a step forward.
I'd like to do something. I would like, instead of walking through the dome, which feels a bit bright, I'm going to do that thing where you backstroke. Like if you're scared of swimming and you backstroke rather than front stroking. So I'm going to use mold earth, and I'm going to just put myself backwards onto the earth, sit my bum down backwards onto the earth, and I'm going to use my mold earth to just carry my bum gently out of the dome with my eyes closed. And then I'm going to open my eyes again on the other side of the dome, and I'm going to realise I left Manti in the dome and try and get Manti to come out.
You slowly like on a supermarket conveyor belt, just
look over my shoulder and see you coming out backwards on your ass
with my eyes closed. That's important.
It's gonna be fun.
Give me an animal handling check, flat, please, Bug.
Flat? It's a nat 1!
Oh no!
So badly.
What?
It turns into a 6.
Amazing.
You look through the dome, and what that flat, without disadvantage is because you see through the shimmer of the dome that the manatee is normally chaotic, normally sniffing all around, normally like not very interested in what's going on. Seeing you go to leave the dome, its like sights are completely on you. Like it focuses on you so much and seems like tilts its head and like it's cocking its head a lot, seeming pretty confused about what you're doing. As you go through and then try and do some pheromone rubs and get a nat 1, it just stays where it is and stays put. If anything, it sort of like sits back onto its haunches a bit and just stares. Sorry, yeah, Bug, go for it first.
I'm just going to try and go back through the dome and get it and wrangle it. And now I've been out once, I'm going to try and just walk out with it like a stubborn horse. Great.
You go back and you begin to try and wrestle this manatee with a nat 1 still in effect. I'm going to say it's really not having it, but you, over the next minute, will continue to do that as we go to Sari. Sari, what are you doing?
So I think Sari just kind of watches all this happen, like watches Bug inch out of the dome, turn around and see their manatee hasn't come, rush back for the manatee and then start dragging the manatee out. And I think like even in his like anxious like anxiety that he's feeling right now, he can't help but kind of laugh. It's like, oh, they're doing their best.
I think at the moment I will be walking over to Bug and saying like, can I have a go? Can you make me move around on the ground when I'm sat down?
Just close your eyes.
All right, yeah. All right.
I'm conveyor belting them down.
Okay, well, this adds a whole new level to it. And as he's like watching this happen, he kind of like turns to the echo because he talks to his echo quite often. It's kind of like, they're not going to last very long out there, are they?
Excuse me, mate.
We should probably go and help them. I'm trying to make this a serious situation, but like, I really can't. Oh god, but yeah, I think like he kind of says that, and then the echo kind of like nods, like looks back at them, sees Bramble like spinning in circles on the ground, like looks back at Cyrus, like just nods and goes, okay, and he just like slowly like takes a deep breath, Echo doesn't need to breathe, but it seems to mimic the action as well, and it starts heading towards the dome's edge and then through it. And like the moment he steps out of it, it kind of like lets all the air out again and kind of looks around, just sort of like, okay, I'm okay. I didn't instantly die. Okay, cool.
You step through, don't immediately die. Bug, eventually you wrangle Manti out, sort of eventually they succumb to it and come out with you. And you all stand together with the dome barrier behind you. You, Bug, I mean, particularly for you, you're used to being in a cave, largely. Even going into the outside world under the dome feels quite a lot. And here there is no dome. There is a huge sky. There's this like haze hanging everywhere in the sky, so it's got this sort of misty quality to it. But it's massive. You can see so far into the horizon. Ditto Sari, this world, this endless expanse ahead of you, is there. You still see this trail of blood. Very thin droplets, like they're quite spread out. It's not like a really obvious train, but you can still, with that nat 20 hanging over, Bramble, you've still got a good eye on it.
Bug, could you obviously we've got to follow this trail now. If I put my sandboard on the floor and we get all three of us on it, could you mould the earth underneath it so we just sit on that and we travel along sat on the ground?
This is such shenanigans, and yes, I would love to do that if the DM will allow me to.
I will allow an incredibly slow conveyor belt.
I just love
travelator.
Yes. I don't know if Manti can fit a lot on the sandboard as well, but I love you looking into this huge horizon, like so dramatic, all really slowly, dramatically getting onto the sandboard, sitting on it, as if they're slowly conveyor
belts
to
It's like the Mars
Canberra.
Voyager, it moves so slowly.
Yeah. But beautifully. You start to slowly move alongside this. I think the general rules of that cantrips you can do, like, it gets to a point where you can't just do them over and over and over. Like constant bombardment, but you set off slowly.
I'm just gonna say Zari and Echo is walking. I think it's considerably faster.
I think I've got Bug on the front, like in a parent-child dinghy. Just got Bug on the front of the sandboard, and I've got my legs crossed behind to be like lean left to go left.
So just to paint the specifics, I can deposit earth up to 5 feet away. So I'm moving 5 feet per turn. So we're moving very slowly.
Every 6 seconds.
Every 6 seconds,
5
feet.
Yep.
Sari is
God.
into the horizon. After
Oh my god, shit, Bug, we gotta run! Quick, get on the board!
You think it's slow motion and then you pan out and it's not slow motion.
It's not slow motion at all.
You
run
jump
to
off the
catch
board and run to catch up with Sari. You keep traveling for a while. You're going for about an hour that you follow this blood trail. Again, it's not that the landscape itself seems very unfamiliar. The wind feels different, like it just like hits against your skin a bit differently. It's the atmosphere feels truly different on this journey. But then you come across something which does feel a little different. As you round a corner, going between some crags, you get into much more of a great expanse. There's not so many undulations of dunes, there's not so many crags and crevices and bits of cliff. It's just kind of open space. You keep following the blood trail out into this for a while, and then you see a little creature pops its head out in front of you, about 50, 60 feet in front of you. This looks like what you'd understand to be sort of like a rabbit, but it's got particularly long ears that like flop in front of its face. Has a little horn between its eyes coming out of its forehead. Got two kind of quite sharp teeth coming out of its mouth. And on where its little fluffy tail should be, there's a little fire that just singes and like makes a little smoky twirl come around it. And just pokes out on its haunches and looks at you.
Fucking hell, a beast! Whatever we are following, by the way, has been bleeding for 7 miles, so it must be dead.
So, do I know what this is? Do anyone else know what this creature is?
Yeah, do we know what this is? Have we seen this before?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's you don't recognize this. None of you have seen this before.
No, I haven't. I mean, the closest to this I've ever seen is the fire pony, but it's clearly not a
the
fire pony.
horse.
It looks more like a fire bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
Fire bunny teeth rabbit horn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Catchy.
The scientific term, yes.
You look to the side. You see another one. Pokes out from behind a little bit of sand.
I get up on my my heckles are raised. I'm like, we're almost outnumbered. We are almost outnumbered.
A third one pops up.
No! I start running towards the first one. Did you kill little ginger boy?
As you run towards, sorry, go.
I was like, where are you going? We can just walk past them. They haven't even done anything. Okay.
I assume they've killed a little ginger boy.
You run to that first one. You round a little crevice of the hill, and you come across about 40 of these little rabbits, all kind of bouncing around, having a good time. You see also
having a good time. What's the occasion? What are you celebrating? Why are you
little
having
party
a good time?
hats and streamers? There's bunting. No.
There's bunting. Whose birthday is it? Can I roll perception to see which one's birthday it is?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, great. 18.
18. Your eyes zoom in on one of them, which has just got a little kind of grub in front of it, which you think might have been gifted to it because of some sort of special occasion. So that's your best bet on whose birthday it might be. You see that all of them look at you. Everyone give me perception checks as you, I say the two of you can, round the thing and see, ramble amongst the
Dogs have been rubbish to me. I'm gonna use this one.
Oh. 18.
Oh, a nat 1.
23.
Oh, no,
1
sorry.
to 23, 18. With a nat 1, you are seeing a lot of rabbits, and you are a bit overwhelmed by the vast quantity. With an 18 and with a 23, you both notice that kind of they're largely stationary. They're once they've seen you, they just are staring and stand there. When you look at some of these little rabbity creatures to one side, and then look back, the rabbits just seem a little bit closer than they were before. And then you're like, they're a bit closer. And then you look and then those rabbits seem a little bit closer. You look behind you and then those rabbits seem a little bit closer.
Are these weeping angels? What's going on?
Weeping little rabbits.
On a 23, do I think that this is a hive? Like my hive? Is this a hive? Do they have a hive mind?
I think with a 23, you can't do a hive mind check, but this is obviously some sort of pack, herd group. With a 23, you also, look just beyond some of these and see that there's a flower growing out of the sand. You haven't seen other kind of plant life apart from slightly gnarly shrubs. This flower comes a foot out of the ground and it hangs over and has a droopy bell-shaped flower head with petals, which is just off-white, a slight aqua colour. And the rabbits will stare at you. Something about a little bit closer.
A deep affinity for the rabbits.
You feel an affinity for them. Are you trying to test the hive mind hypothesis?
Yeah, I feel, these rabbits are clearly part of a tight-knit community, and I respect that. And it's a beautiful thing. I try to pet one of them.
Great. You go down to pet it just on the back of its head.
Yeah.
As you do that, it reaches out its paws and put them around your hand, and then brings itself up and brings its legs around your arm, and then clings there. So you on your little insectoid arm, this rabbit clings.
Oh, you've made a friend!
Clings
I've
to
got a
you.
friend!
That's nice.
Outside the dome is so nice. I like it out here better than I liked it in there.
I'm a little bit
I'm
jealous.
waving this rabbit around on my little hand.
Yeah, it loves it.
I want to go and pick up the one whose birthday it was.
Right. You go down. It immediately clings on. Yes! As you reach down, another one or two hop over. One clings to your leg.
Oh.
One bounces on top of that one and gets up on your thigh.
Oh, all right, that's a bit close. Maybe we should go. I try and peel it off.
It doesn't get off.
Swing it.
Just flailing this little smoky thing. Another one bounces onto your leg. Another one bounces up your leg and gets onto your stomach and clings off.
I think when I start seeing this happen, Okay, I don't know if I can move fast enough, but Echo, can you move as fast as you can, like as far as you can? And the Echo just kind of like starts floating up and away, just like 30 feet away, but like 30 feet away from Sari, but like 10 feet off the groundish.
You see, as that happens, like the rabbits like bounce at the feet of the thing. We can't quite make it. It's like as they like go underneath. Bug, there's another one grabs onto your leg. One like bounces off that one and like gets on your shoulders.
No.
I would like to try and grab Bug if it's okay with them and lift them out of reach of the rabbits.
Please do. I don't like this hive anymore.
Move, Bug, get out of the way, and I'm gonna run like that.
With a toddler.
Away.
I told him we should have just left him, and he's gonna start running as well.
I'll ask for.
Sorry, it was one of their birthdays.
I'll ask for a dexterity saving throw to dodge bouncy rabbits from Bramble. You can, I guess that will also affect. Oh, Bug, why don't you give me with an advantage because you're off the ground as you try and like dodge, but also you're being kept off the ground. And Sari, if you're trying to avoid rabbits, I'll need one from you as well.
Yeah, I've got a backup plan, but I'm gonna roll for it just in case.
16.
Oh god, a
An
13.
11 from me.
13. With a 16, there's still one or two more that like manage to get on, but largely you're staying out of it. It becomes increasingly hard to run as you're like absolutely limbs covered in rabbits. With that, even though you're high up, some of them just manage to like bounce up Bramble's body, Bug, to get to you and like cling onto you. And Sari, one grabs around your ankle, another one grabs onto your wrist as you try and get through. And still they're kind of all approaching and coming towards you. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep running until I physically can't, and as I'm running, my Echo is like keeping the 30-foot distance from me, so like as I'm moving, it's moving as well. Cool. I'm just gonna keep doing that.
Okay. What's this flower about? Do we pass the flower? Do I see it? Because I know Bug did before.
Yeah, do the rabbits look like they're guarding the flower, or is the flower like an entirely separate thing?
None of them seem to be like around the flower in any particular way. You know, it doesn't seem like they're guarding it or anything in particular. But you know, it seems strange that they're here at the same time, like in the same place as this flower. But they don't seem to have any like huge obvious bond immediately.
Bug, I'm gonna go and get that thing. I want to pick it. It's the only thing that I can see near them. I'm gonna swoop you down. When I want to swoop you pick.
The swoop and pick. We do that down in Nausk. The swoop and pick. I'm familiar with this.
Yeah, I do it with my sister. Oh, it's charming that those traditions transcend boundaries. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Swoop.
Pick.
Nice.
Swoop, pick, and release. You swoop Bug down. Bug, as you reach out your little clawed hands to get it, you go to pick it. As your head gets close to this flower, you feel you're breathing in as you go down, all the rabbits jumping in. You can't breathe anything in as you get near the flower head. It's as if you get into a sort of space near the flower where it's just not possible to breathe. You still manage to pick it up and come up, but with it held in your hands, you still can't breathe.
Bug. Say something. Bug. Oh my god.
What is going on? And Zara just like still running, like with
rabbits clinging, like heavy weighting.
Take the flower out of Bug's hand. Like,
can I breathe now?
As soon as it is further away from you, you can breathe again, and it hits onto the ground.
That was a mean flower.
Not the bad ones. I flip the flower off and keep running.
Do all flowers do that?
All of them, yeah.
Okay.
With this moment of the flower and like looking down and throwing it off, you've had to stop. It gives a chance for more rabbits to cling on. You're getting to the point where you try and move forward, you slightly stumble, Bramble, and fall to your knees, which allows a few more rabbits to bounce on, a few more get onto Bug. You are almost in a full pile o' rabbits when first you think it might be the rabbits, but it's coming from the ground. All of you feel this like shaking happening below you.
Does my tremor sense do anything?
You can absolutely use your tremor sense. In fact, you will pick this up before anyone else with your
amazing.
So as part of the ancestry of the Krixko, you have a limited range tremor sense. Is that correct? So with that though, still, you pick up something before anyone else does, and you get a bit more of a sense of it. But you sense the sand beneath your feet is it's almost like churning a bit below you, but there's this like shaking sensation reverberating through. You can just pick it up a lot more strongly. With your tremor sense, you see Bug's head snaps in a certain direction to where something's coming from before the other two of you can get a sense of it. All of these little rabbit creatures look in that direction, jump off of you, and leg it, and bounce far, far away. They all completely leave you behind.
In the small interval that I get from sensing that beforehand, before anyone else, I'm going to use a Vigilant Blessing to give Bramble advantage on their next initiative roll.
Thank you.
Can I also, cause I might as well just use it because I could. Just before they run away, I'm like, oh, something's coming. These things still clinging on to me. So I want to just switch places with my echo and leave them behind. So it's like, I go poof, poof, and like you just see my echo clung onto with rabbits, and Zari's like drops like the 10 feet. I'll take the damage if I need to. Or drops to 10 feet and like away with nothing on him.
That's so good.
Ooh.
So is the ground like, is it moving? Is it shaking?
It's, like reverberating.
Is it rideable?
The ground is angry.
You see the ground, as you try and suss the rideability of this ground, which I will definitely come back to, I'm not ignoring that. You look to the side, and from beyond the next incline of the hill, boof, in a long line, a wall of churning sand spews over the edge like a wave. It's like
It's
a
the
good
ugliest earth I've ever seen.
10 to 15
such a
foot
huge
high as this like rolling, rotating barrel of sand starts to spew towards you. As you look more closely, you see that within it, there's almost like what we would know, you probably wouldn't have known these creatures, crocodile-like mouths sort of like snap out, but just like created by sand and then disperse into nothing as this huge barreling whirlwind comes towards you. At the front of that...
Fucking snap cloud. I've heard the stories of these.
Cloud. At the front, you see a woman on a horse. She is riding as fast as she fucking can towards you. You, as she gets closer, you see the distinctive hexagonal features of a gull. She looks like she's half human, half gull of ancestry, so she's much more humanoid, but has these hexagonal kind of things over the back of her arms and around her neck and on her shoulders. She's otherwise got quite humanoid features. Her kind of cultural markers are unlike anything that you recognize. She's got these like big swathes of material that she wraps around herself in this kind of like dark azure blue, which cover her whole body, and they billow behind her as she rides. They also go around her head and cover a lot of her head and go across her mouth. And there's a shock of like bright dyed red hair, like bright red, like magenta red, coming across her fringe that also blows behind her as well. She gallops so hard in your direction, sees you, you see her eyes flash with surprise to see you all there. She screams, "Run! Run! Run!" as she barrels towards you. What do you do?
Fucking get on the
We're
board!
gonna run.
Go, get on Manty, let's go!
Okay.
I'm gonna get on my Manty. Run, Manty.
I want to get on the board if there's space.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me and Azari on the board and lash a rope to the back of the Manty, or just cling onto its like hind legs and fucking get us going and get us some momentum. If the sand is moving, I'm gonna rip on those waves, but try and get away from this snap cloud that's coming.
How fast is the Manti, by the way? What's its speed?
The Manti has 40 foot of speed.
Okay.
So it's much better than little old Bug, but still not absolutely phenomenal. With this sand, the sandboard, you get that momentum as you jump on. It moves a bit because of the sand. You can use Manti potentially a bit as well. But also, as you go along, it peters down into a slope anyway in that direction, and you see that this is going down a long slope ahead of you.
I've got some goggles in my bag. I'm like, where are my fucking boarding goggles? I fuck now. Fucking big. Careful, shield your eyes. Go straight down the slope.
I'm gonna say a flat animal handling check
no.
for you and your Manti.
You got this. Well, actually, I can use that as a reaction. I'm gonna use. What did you roll?
16.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty good.
With a 16, you the flat isn't so much because you're getting this great bond with your Manti, so much as this Manti's fucking running away anyway. But with a 16, you like can keep it there long enough to scramble up your little rope ladder, swing yourself onto the top, and like cling for dear life as the Manti sees this thing and barrels it on its pincered claws away. With the slope of the hill as well, the Manti can slide, frankly, some of the way too. With its, and it's a lot faster than you. You shoot over the edge of the sandboard, Bramble, with Sari clinging around your waist, and zoom down.
Like we're lovers on a Vespa, like just like a gentle waist hold.
Except Zari's like screaming the entire time. She's like, oh my god, what's happening? What's going on? She's like just screaming like, I'm not used to moving this fast, what's happening?
My ears are like fully back like a cat's, and the jewellery like jangles and bats you in the face occasionally in the wind. Sorry!
You shoot down this slope. You see Bramble in action as a pro sandboarder, like perfect, like waves as you go down, shooting down this slope, dodging the little bits of like reeds and rocks that are in your way. Manti is less elegant but fast. Frankly, Manti sometimes like slips, falls, and slides some of the way, and then scrambles back onto its feet and scrambles along. Behind you, the horse first dives over the edge and scrambles, absolutely gallops towards you, and then this swirling wave keeps going, keeps billowing, keeps coming towards you. You hear from behind you, the woman goes, to the left, move to the left, and you can see there's like a way where you could split in two directions.
Sorry, lean left! We've got to lean on the left side of the bolt!
I don't think I have any control over Manti, so he's going the way he's going.
Oh my God.
I think we should call upon the gods and see whether or not
Whether Manti
Manti goes in the right direction.
Can I roll a luck check with the Manti with the gods determine whether or not Manti is on my side?
100%. We will just roll, I guess, like an obedience check for Manti. So we want high. We want high from this. So give me a number, please, Posey.
7.
Okay, 7.
Come on.
Your roll from the gods is a big 10.
Right down the middle! Does that mean you just go straight ahead?
It's like a wrong
Doesn't make a
formation,
decision.
and then it's left or right, it's just poof.
Fuck no!
Like cartoon style.
Oh, with a 10, I mean, I'm going to say 10 is not good enough for Manti to be obedient. So, I mean, it's gonna go to luck. Instead, if it was higher, then we'd just say yes or no. But I'll ask you to now give me a luck check, Posey. Just roll, we'll say 11 or higher. Manti happens to go the right way. 10 or lower happens to go the wrong way. Oh, it's good.
It was a 3.
You hear, go left from this woman behind you. You veer your sandbird off in that direction. You look back and see a little mantis with a bug on the back of it shoot off to the right. You haven't got a chance to stop as to think or to touch base as you shoot through. This thing barrels behind you anyway. The sand's still getting closer. We'll start with you guys on your boards. You shoot around to the left. The slope is slightly metering out to nothing, so you've just now got your momentum, but you are slowing down, and this thing is going fast.
Crouch! Sorry, crouch. You're doing that thing to get like loads of speed. You get like really small. The speed skater.
I'm gonna crouch.
Yeah, come on, crouch!
You see that the woman on the horse managed to catch up with you. She and you are almost side by side. The sand is getting closer and closer and closer. It's just snapping at your heels. She says, "Down! Down here! Down!" You see, you wouldn't have noticed it, but with her pointing it out, there's like a little crevice in the ground that she is trying to jump her horse down into, and is encouraging you to do the same.
Sorry! Are you going to be okay if we plummet into that hole?
Yeah, honestly, I think I should be asking you that question. I feel like I'm a bit hardier than you.
Unbelievable! laughable shame! Get your hands back round my waist. I grab Tori's hand and put them closer around my waist. Watch this. And I go straight down. I'm going to do a sweet kickflip and then go down into the hole.
Give me an acrobatics check, which I believe you get with advantage because of Rhaetian culture when you're boarding.
It's a fucking 19.
19, you do the sickest flip. Manage to get the board out from underneath you just in time to land in this crevice. You see this woman jumps the horse down, and let's see how elegant she is. Yeah, she's pretty hot. She jumps down, gets in, and gets off the horse immediately and squats down. You all squat just seconds before, boom, above you, this wave of sand shoots over the top of you. You are protected within this crevice. Bug. You veer off away. You see your friends go out of sight as your mantis slides and stumbles forward and keeps running. The whirling sand is gaining on you. What are you doing? What are you trying to achieve? What are you looking out for? Anything in this moment?
So you said that there was like a rock in the middle, like it was like you go left or you go right.
Yeah.
If I were to get on top of that rock, would it give me enough clearance to be above the wave?
Yeah, this wave I said was 10 foot high, so it's high, but it's not ridiculously high. It's more the force and absolute strength of it than that it's sheer height. And this rocky formation is different bits, but yeah, it easily go. There's one bit which is 20 foot, one's 15, one that's a little 5 foot stump, etc.
So, okay, again, this is going to be shenanigansy use of a cantrip, the same cantrip that is shenanigansy for me previously. Could I use mold earth to make myself some steps? Like some sort of thing that allows me to make the climb up onto what I'm imagining is a kind of chasm-y rock formation thing a little bit easier for Manti.
I'm gonna say, steps is a stretch, but with mold earth you can manipulate it. And you can be going mold earth to try and just help a bit with that scramble up. Yeah, absolutely. So if you are gonna do that, it will help you with any attempt. Okay,
then so one of the uses of mold earth is kind of what I'm using it for in my mind is you can use mold earth to make ground that is already difficult terrain into normal terrain. I'm imagining this is still going to be difficult terrain because it's bad, everything's bad, but I'm going to be using mold earth and I'm going to attempt to steer my manti towards the rock formation so that we can get up high and away from this, because I don't think we can outrun it.
Great. If you're gonna try and scramble, get it to bounce and scramble up the rock formation, we'll do an acrobatics check for the manti. We have manti stats. Manti gets a +3 to Dex, so a +3 on
so
acrobatics.
So much better than me.
As if that manti's as nimble as I am.
I rolled a d12, so we're gonna ignore that one. I'm very nervous. It was actually worse on the d20, so it's an 11.
With an 11, you jump and scramble up this thing and are sliding back, and the thing is still swirling towards you. I'm going to say you've got a chance for one more thing before it gets a bit too close.
How much have I climbed up? Am I out of the way? I'm not out of the way of it.
Yeah, that wasn't an awful roll. I'm going to say that you've scrambled up a few bits, but just that final chunk you've slid back down, so you've made it. You're still within the just top of it, so you would still get hit.
Okay, I'm gonna pat Manti, and as I pat my Manti, I'm gonna cast guidance on him, and I'm gonna say, please, 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 I don't want to die out of the cave. And I'm gonna ask him to go again.
Great. Roll again. Add your guidance.
It's a 13.
13. I said you made some good progress before. I'm going to say with a 13, the manti scrambles up this end of chunk, gets to a point where the sand is just coming towards you, is about to hit you. Manti looks at it, cranes its neck round to you a bit, and bucks. And as it bucks, you jettison off Manti and the sand poof whacks against it. Manti goes out of sight as you land atop the thing. The sand roils and like twists around below you and is quickly out of sight as it dissipates and bashes into various things nearby. And,
Do I see Manti?
You pick yourself up off the ground, on this formation, and look. Give me a perception check, and I'll roll something as well. Actually,
Damn, the Manti has had better character development than I did.
That's more of an arc than I've ever seen.
What do you get?
It's a 10. It's a 10. I rolled a 5 on the die.
Cool. I'm going to say right now you can't see things, but as things settle, it might be different. We'll cut back to the others. You are in this little crevice, hidden down. The thing blows over the top of you, and then it very quickly returns to an amazing amount of silence as the thing goes out of view. It feels like it wasn't like really long, right? The thing wasn't deep. This wave wasn't deep. It was just like a whirling, like swirling thing.
I unbuckle Zari's hands from around my waist like they were a seatbelt. We're like, all right.
Click.
Thank you for your instruction. We've got our friend is still out there.
Yeah, we need to go find them.
We need to get Bug. I start scrambling at the top.
My echoes are already moving forward.
Great. You see this woman just looks at you as you jump out and head out into the thing. She's gonna come out as well with you and scramble out. Where are you heading?
We saw a Bug take a right at the rock where they should have gone left, right?
Yeah.
Left, right, left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to that place.
I'm gonna have my echo. So my echo can move 30 feet in any direction, so it's gonna like basically float up onto that massive rock divide. The divide that we Bug nearly crashed into, but ended up going right off. And I'm gonna like have them float up there, and I'm gonna teleport and switch places with my echo, so I'm up there now. Look
That's
out.
really useful. That.
You your echo floats up. You swap and land. You see not far away from you, like you can see the little frame of Bug dusting themselves off as they scramble onto their feet. Bramble, you're down on the ground with this woman who's also dusting herself off a bit. She goes, "What are you doing out here?"
We're looking for someone who we think might be lost. A kid of a friend of mine. What are you doing out here?
She kind of looks you up and down and has a sort of like, you see her sussing out exactly what to say. And then she walks off to look up at what's happening up there without responding to you. She turns back over her shoulder, looks to you and say, "We should set up camp." And she begins to get things off the horse.
Okay, I look back immediately to the figures of my just Sari on the rock and don't talk to her.
Great.
Yeah, Zari, the moment Zari sees Bug is safe, he just like looks back down to Bramble. It's like, they're safe, they're up on the rock. I think they're okay, but I don't see the Manti. Hold on. And he's just gonna like head over to Bug.
Oh no.
Head over to Bug.
I'm like distraught. I'm rubbing my little legs together and I'm saying, "Manti! Do I get anything when I rub my legs together?"
You don't sense anything. You look off into the horizon of like where the sand thing went. And you see at the kind of base of one of the spires on the sand, little frame of Manti.
I run after him. I run.
You scramble down. Sorry,
Yeah.
Are you following?
Yeah, I'm probably following.
I messaged Sari. Where are you going, mate?
I'm going after Bug. I think Bug is going after something. I'm guessing they're Manti. Hold on. And just like keep running as he's
eyes go wide, slitted pupils. Like, oh fuck, the bug is gone, and I run around the outside of the rock. I'm fine.
Great. You go the long way around. You can also like kind of slip through.
Oh
some
wait,
bits
actually,
and scramble through. Yeah.
Bramble, instead of I hope you're okay with this, but I have an idea. When you're about to run, you see his Sari's echo like float in front of you. Take your hands and buckle them around his waist, and he's gonna float up and carry carry it.
It's like, it's just weird to have this done to me. I'm so much used to being the driver rather than the pillion.
So yeah, and someone's gonna float up carrying Bramble onto the rock.
You see that this woman like making a campfire, like looks, sees this happen, and like gets back to her firework as this Ryshan woman floats with her in a sort of Titanic-esque
I try to
embrace.
look really fit doing it because you like meet a new person, a mysterious stranger. Try to like look like really slender and muscular as I float up.
You float over the top as Bug, you approach Manti. Manti's lying there in the sand, its kind of legs bent underneath its body by this rock, as if, you know, this had churned it up, hit it against this rock, and then got sort of stuck and barricaded there. It's lying on the ground.
As soon as I'm within range, so like as soon as I'm within 60 feet, I'm gonna healing word it and see if that helps.
Nothing happens.
Okay. Everybody's stay calm. I'm gonna get up to him, and I'm gonna get the little ladder that I usually used to get on him, and I'm gonna put it on my shoulder, and I'm just gonna start dragging him back to my friends.
You get floated across and reach the other side at this moment, Bramble, and stand next to Sari as you watch kind of respectfully from afar as you see little Bug dragging the lifeless body of Manti towards you.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can help.
Don't worry, it's all going to be okay. Maybe if we get him to the heat of the fire will warm him up. Maybe we just need to put him into a cave. Everything will be fine soon. It'll all be fine.
Everything will be fine soon. I've got spare hands. I'll come over and try and give Bug the help action, or just like pick up maybe some of the lint that's in the way of his path, Manti's path as they go back.
Yeah, I want to do the same. Same with the Echo as well. I was going to help out.
Great. I'll say, it takes a bit of time, either like scrambling through crevices or going the long way around. But Bramble, you can lead them back to this woman who has, by now this point, she's kind of got a little kind of bedroll-esque area out. She's got bits of wood out of her pack that she's started a small fire, and is like rolling some stones around the fire to be little seating positions. She looks up at you as she sees the Manti's body. She's been a bit kind of disengaged, but she kind of stands up and looks across and like bows her head a bit with some respect, and then like offers you all to sit around the fire.
Don't just stand there. Don't just bow your head. Get Manti a stone too. Why have you only got 4 stones? Give Manti a stone.
You see that she like nods her head. She like moves 2 of the stones together to make a little like area for Manti, and then goes and gets another one and starts to roll it over.
I put Manti on the stone and I set him up so that he's like all propped up and it looks like he's sitting on the stone and it looks like he's okay and he's looking at the fire and he looks happy. And I set him there and I say it's all gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay with Manti. Manti's just gonna sit and watch the fire for a bit.
You all take your seats around the fire. It has got dark quite quickly, and soon the firelight is lighting up your faces as you sit around the fireplace with Manti. And that's where we'll end our session for now.
Oh, you bastard.
God, my heart.
Ay, 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 little Manti.
Quick, we need to find a level 20 wizard and use
do
a
we
resurrection
know,
spell.
Do we know any, or druids with reincarnate?
Am I going to level up to level 6 anytime soon?
Yeah.
Will I get revivify?
Get a long rest, and you're all level 6, so that's fine.
Amazing.
Unbelievable. I got raised dead. There we go.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. It's been an absolute treat to have you here. We have another episode coming up soon, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Thank you so much for
Bye.
watching. Bye 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 bye.